Hi guys, Autumn here today to do my September wrap-up part 1. This is a wrap-up of the last 2 weeks, and this will include the ContemporaryAthon wrap-up too. I have a lot of books to get to. I read 15 books in the last 2 weeks. A lot of them were a little under 200 pages, so that's why I read so many. So let's show you the first one I finished, which I'm actually going to go a little out of order because I have 3 physical and the rest are Kindle. So I'll start with the physical and then work my way on the Kindle. So the first one I did was From Here to You by Jamie McGuire. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, and I listened to this on audio from my library. This came out on the 21st of August, yes, or actually I take that back. I gave this 3.5 out of 5 stars. But this follows Derby, who on her wedding day finds out she's pregnant and decides to leave her abusive husband or fiance, and she runs away. And then where she runs away, to like a little hotel, and they actually are a lot of hotshots or firefighters fighting a fire. And then she meets Trex, who is a kinda, firefighter. He says he is, but he's not. So yes, this is their story. As I said, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I did enjoy it. This was my only second Jamie McGuire book, so, but yes. And then the next one I read was Broken Prince by, by Aaron Walt. This is book 2 in the Royal series, and this met the challenge for Rated Dark, Taboo, Spooky, Contemporary. And I gave this 5 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it. And this follows Reed and Ella, and that's pretty much all I'm going to say because it's book 2 in the series. But yes, really did enjoy it. And I sort of listened to this, I sort of read it, so I did a little bit of both. So then the last book I read was Damaged Like Us by Krista and Becca Ritchie. This was a reread. This met the challenge for read a diverse contemporary. It was a male, and also read a contemporary that has your initials on the cover. This has my initials. My initials are A and B, and it has A, M, and B in the best-selling book 1, however you want to look at it. It does. So, yes. Gave that 5 out of 5 stars. The only challenge I have not completed in the was read a contemporary that is a 5-star prediction. I'm not counting these 2 because these were rereads. Which I already knew I was going to give 5 stars because I already gave them 5 stars. So, I mean, I could kind of cheat and say these 2, but I'm not going to. So, anyways, those were the only 2, only one I did not complete. Now, on to the other books I read. So the next 3 I'm going to talk about were before the readathon started. And then I'll tell you the ones I read during the readathon. So, we have Sweet Temptations, book 2 in the Men of Honor series by Casey Lynn. This was also a reread. I listened to this on audio. They recently just added it on audio. Gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Really enjoyed it. This follows Sawyer and Grace. Grace is has a traumatic past, and she runs away, and she works at a diner, and she's very, like, not sure of herself, and of guys, because in the past she's had a horrible past. And then she meets Sawyer, who also had not a very good past, but he gets her to open up, and she wants to, her dream is to open up a bakery, because she makes really good pies. So 5 out of 5 stars, really enjoyed it. Then I read book 3 in that series, Resisting Temptations by Casey Lynn. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars too. This follows Faith and Cade, and this one is very dark too. These are very dark military romances that have very dark topics. But Faith, Cade, and then were Sawyer and also the guy in the first book that I can't think of his name, were kidnapped and tortured while they were on a mission. And Cade and Faith met once while they were overseas, and then Faith got kidnapped, and then Cade and his men went to go save her, and then it was like 5 years later they meet again, so it was second chance romance. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. Again, this is very dark, and I listened to it on audio. Then I read The Final Temptation by Casey Lynn. This is book 3.5. This follows Kayla and Cooper. Kayla is Julie, I think is her name, best friend in the first book, and Cooper is the town sheriff of where they live. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars and listened to the audio. It was good. It's their little novella. And then I read The Whole Package by Alex Riley. Again, this book was before the readathon. It was Sunday. I gave this 5 out of 5 stars. This might be one of my favorite Alexa Riley's books. This follows Bailey and Sean. Bailey is taking... Sorry, that's my Alexa. Bailey is taking care of her sister who has Down syndrome, and she works at a grocery store. And Sean is like the CEO of the grocery store, and he goes and visits her store. And all of Alexa Riley's books are instant lovey alpha. If you're not a fan of that, don't read these. These are very quick, and I really do enjoy them. As I said, 5 out of 5 stars. This came out on the 14th of September. And then the books I read during the readathon, this one is Marriage Material by Alexa Riley, and this was their newest release. This came out on the 21st. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars. I also borrowed this from Kindle Unlimited with the other one too. This follows Robin and Anderson. And Robin just finished college, and she is trying to become a nanny and trying to move out of her house with her parents because she has, I don't know, she has a few older brothers, and they would not let her move. And then Anderson was a CEO in the city, and he doesn't really have any family, but then he gets a call that his cousin or something dies, and she has a little baby. I don't know how old she was, and he is now the legal guardian, so he decides to move, and then Bailey becomes The Nanny, and It's Their Story. Gave it 4 out of 5. Really enjoyed it. And this was for the challenge, read a contemporary in a non-traditional format, because it's an ebook. And the next 6 I have to show you are all part of a series, and I'm just going to briefly mention them because they're by the same author, these are like the Alexa Riley. I got them from Kindle Unlimited. These are alpha, male, fast, quick, instant lovey novellas. So if you're not a fan of that, sorry. I like them. So the first one I read was Claiming His Mountain Bride by Madison Faye. And this one met the challenge of read a new-to-you author. I've never read a Madison Faye book. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. And this followed Katrina and Braun. And this is book 1 in the Blackthorn Mountain Men series. Katrina was supposed to get married, and she found out her fiance was cheating on her, so she decides to go to Blackthorn Mountain where her uncle has a cabin, and it turns out Braun is staying in the cabin. Then we have His Captive Mountain Virgin, which is book 2 in that Blackthorn Mountain Men. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Vlad and Chloe. Vlad is a ex-Russian mobster, and he decides to hide away in Blackthorn. And Chloe was a teacher, and there was a fire, and she got trapped, and Vlad saves her. Then we have Her Mountain Baby Daddies. This follows Stella, Austin, and Dallas. Dallas and Austin are twins, and Sadie is Katrina's best friend. Then we have His Big Mountain Axe. And this met the challenge for Orange on the Cover. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Axe and Larkin. And if I had to say, I think this was my favorite book in the series. But anyways, this follows Axe, who also was in I would say a gang. He was in a motorcycle gang. And he goes to a bar that Larkin is working at, trying to get revenge on his rival motorcycle, and stuff happens, and yes. Then we have His Hard Mountain Wood. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. This follows Addison and Riker. Riker was the president of the motorcycle gang that Axe was in, and Addison becomes his nanny, and Addison is I think she was, she's related or something to one of the girls. I don't remember. 3 out of 5. And then the last book in that series was His Rough Mountain Outlaw. This follows Stone, who was part of the motorcycle gang, and Jackie, who worked with Larkin at the bar. And she is a single mom. She decides to leave her abusive husband, who is a bad cop, and stuff happens. This actually came out on the 2nd of September, so it is a new release. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. And then the last book I have to talk about is Rock Chick by Kristen Ashley. This was a reread. I read this earlier this year, and I honestly don't remember reading it. Like, I remember reading it, but I don't remember, like, most of the stuff that happened. So I reread it and gave it 4.5 out of 5 stars. I listened to it on audio, and this was Indy and Lee's, and book 1 in the Rock Chick series. And I really enjoyed it. And I'm currently listening to book 2. So, as I said, that's a lot of books I had to talk about. If you want a full review on any of these, just let me know. And what books did you read in the last 2 weeks? And if you participated in the ContemporaryAthon, how did that go for you? I did sort of vlog. I vlogged for the first day. The second day I was sick. And then the third day I did like a clip. And then the fourth day I just gave up. So, yes. I probably won't post any of that. And yes, I'll see you guys later. Bye.